5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My dad was once an all-star athlete competing with the greats. He was up there with Ronnie Coleman, Dennis Rodman, and Scottie Pippen. He's the reason I started lifting. He's the reason I was a multi-sport athlete in high school and college. I owe all my success to this man. All those sports competition and lifting PRs feel so meaningless. What was all of it for? I just feel so empty inside. I don't really want to sound like a bitch, but I've been struggling for as long as I can remember. I don't know why I even pushed myself so hard. I didn't want to do any of it. I was just a man trying to follow in his father's footsteps. Can you hate me for that? Oh, this is Oliver. Yeah, he's my only friend in the entire world.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Oliver. Yeah, Kelly, I've known this guy way too long. I love him to death. Although, he does push me a little too hard.
Hey, that's for your own good.
I try to stick by Kelly and make sure he's on the right path. He's like a brother to me. He's been through a lot, though. I just want him to be happy. So, I'll be there for him. I'll be there through it all, thick or thin. Ooh, the music stylings of Horace.
I want the kalimbo now.
It's cool, right? Only $20.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. I
Yeah.
want a kalimba.
Yeah.
Dumbo.
38 weeks ago, Horace and I set out to make a new type of podcast. One with skits, transitions, and a whole lot of fun. Thus, Camp Podcast was born. You've heard from our two characters, Kelly and... what was the other guy's name?
Your fucking character?
My character's name? What was my character's name?
Your character's name is Oliver.
I never remember my character's name.
You have to say it right now?
Kelly and Oliver. Yeah, I guess so. Why not?
Okay.
Why not? Are just one of those characters.
Yeah.
So
welcome back to Faded/Faded, Triple/Faded again.
Triple/Faded.
Today's a new type of podcast, episode, season,
Season 8.
No, we're calling it Arc 8, apparently.
No, season 8.
Is it still season 8?
Yeah, season 8.
All right, cool.
But we're still in the training arc. We're in the training arc.
Okay, cool.
So it's like all the episodes we still deem to be a part of the training arc.
Okay, cool.
All the seasons.
Anyways, season 8 is starting off a little different. If you've heard any of the other podcasts, this one probably doesn't sound that different right now, but trust us, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Specifically
just trust
because,
us, all right?
Specifically because we have yet to record any of the scenes as of recording these 15 minutes on the first episode of the season. Like, what you heard probably before this, it's kind of weird now. I mean, it's
kind of
super weird talking about it.
I don't know what you guys heard.
Yeah, we do not know what you heard. We just know the script is written. I wrote the script already. Yep. So we want to kind of hit it differently and kind of talk about how we're feeling going into it, you know? Like, actually give a little bit of space between certain elements.
The whole purpose of this podcast is for you guys to get an inside look of what it's like to develop the transitions that we create, these little movies.
Yeah.
And we were like, you know what? Let's add new context. Let's hit them with an episode 1 that starts before we even record.
Of course.
This is me literally just reading the script. Horace just came over a couple hours ago. We read the script. Yeah. And then I had some inputs on the script. So that's what's fresh on the mind right now, bro.
So we might as well just tell them what we went through. Basically, I came in through with the script, had him read the script, and he fucking hated it. It was trash.
I had to give my input.
He was just like, yo, this whole thing... none of it works. All of it is trash. So
you guys will hear the best version of it. Definitely.
What ended up happening is 4 lines got changed and now it's good. Yep. So yeah, that's honestly lesson number 1. You know, it's like it's never really. It's not as bad as it sounds or as big of a deal. Sometimes one little line change, it could be as small as possible. One little thing can change the entire story and make it
Definitely.
just end up working, you know. And it took us like an hour, but it was really just trying to find out, hey, Johan, what is it
Yeah.
specifically that is the issue here, you know, because I couldn't see it myself, and that's why it's great to have a second
Dead ass.
pair of eyes.
Yeah,
I
is.
didn't see it myself. I was just like, it looks perfect to me, but no, it was like one specific thing that needed to be changed, and I think it was a good change myself, and Jean thinks it was a good change as well. So,
Well, damn right, I think it's a good
So
change.
now, yeah, I mean, I was proud of the script to begin with, but a little bit more context. Me going into writing the script, I guess. Completely different type of thought process doing this one.
Tell the audience what a typical script writing session for horrors looks like and what this new type of
Well, a
script
typical script writing is usually me being like, hey, here's this story that I want to tell. Here's like a couple of jokes, and like, here's how I want the story to end, and bang, bang, boom, the story's written, you know? But this one was a lot more like mental energy, simply because I included a lot more direction into this script, right? Like, this one is more of a documentary style, so I had to specifically think of what it would look like in a documentary, and then write down what I think it would sound like in a documentary, and also have to go through the thought process of, if this was a documentary, it would cut here, it would cut out here, there would be a one-on-one here, and then what kind of sounds were going on in the background, is there a change of scenery mid-scene? All of this type of stuff needed to be done, like, all in my head, like super theory crafting, like, so required a large number of just mental attacks and like just time. Like, this one took a lot more time than any of the other ones did, simply because like the mental attacks of just having to like, because none of it was done in time. It was all theory. Like, everything is written down on there is like super theory, whereas people write stories all the time.
Definitely.
You know, people always write stories. It's an easy thing. But yeah, I gotta give it props to people. Like, documentaries are done weird, you know? Like,
they're definitely different
because stories are already told, and then they
exactly.
put a documentary on top of it. But this
It's
one
like
is
discovering
like,
it.
I'm creating the story and the documentary at the same exact time,
Yes.
which was the part that was just like, how the fuck do people do that? Like, it's like that.
I'll give you props, man, because you're definitely a great storyteller. But in
Yeah.
the pursuit of trying to see the documentary, you kind of lost the story a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's what the second pair of eyes definitely just aided that in a little bit. Just
because it's fucking difficult to
do all of it.
You have to write this, like I just said, like, you have to like write. A documentary is put on top of a story, but when you're writing the story and the documentary at the same time, it like breaks everything into like a billion pieces. Like, this one was so tough. Like, I don't know if people are gonna understand how tough it was. Like,
Nope.
to fucking think of it.
Not at all,
Like,
man.
write it.
they're going to hear the final product and be like, wow, that was great. I don't know what
Oh,
you're talking
yeah,
about. I don't
bro.
know.
I have high hopes for this one. Hopefully, it sounds good. This is gonna be a lot of work for Joel too, so I'm gonna give him a thumbs up already, because I know he's gonna do a great job of
No, but
editing
I
it.
love having the directions that you've included.
Cool.
It's great to have a little bit more of a clear sense of like spatial awareness, like what's around us, what the sounds we're gonna be hearing.
Yeah.
It makes my job a little bit easier in the sense that I don't have to really think about it. I know what I'm gonna be adding.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
of course,
yeah.
I'm gonna add my own creative elements to it as well.
Cool.
Later on, you hear a hospital, like I could literally hear every single sound.
Dope. Yeah, and obviously this one is meant to be a lot more like cinematic. I actually ended up seeing Oppenheimer yesterday.
Oh, you saw it already?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear a single detail.
Dude,
I'm gonna see it tomorrow.
It was a 3-hour-long movie.
I don't want to hear a single
The
detail.
bitch was loud as hell. I watched it, obviously 100% need to watch it in IMAX.
Yeah.
Right? A little bit of more context before I talk about anything. I had no idea what the movie was about.
Bruh.
I went in here, I got spoiled a couple of days before. Like, I learned that Oppenheimer is like about a bomb, right? So that was my like first hint. I was just like, boom, what the hell? This is about a bomb. I never watched trailers for movies, or I try not to. Like, I just hear, hey, it's a good movie, so I'm just like, I'm gonna go in and watch it. So like, yeah, I didn't know. And then I'm pretty sure this is not a spoiler to you, because you probably did go through history, but Oppenheimer is a scientist.
Yes, he is.
He's the one who created the atom bomb.
Yes, he is.
I had no fucking idea. So like I
Him
started
and a
the
team of
movie.
scientists
I had
created it.
no idea where the movie was going. You know? So like the fact I feel like in the beginning, hour and a half of the movie, they were probably thinking, yeah, you know, we're assuming that people who are watching this movie know who Oppenheimer is.
He used to be a household name during World War II.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was familiar with him because, obviously, they dropped it on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and everyone was like, yo, who did this?
Yeah.
And so,
I thought
our generation.
No, because I thought that Oppenheimer was a bomb. Right? So I was just like, I've never heard of this bomb before. Like, well, they're making a movie about a bomb I've never heard about. So I was going like, I was waiting. I was just like, so when are they gonna drop the Oppenheimer? I was like, because I've never heard of this bomb before.
My God.
Because I was just, and then they were just like, oh no, he just made the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I was like, oh, that's what the movie's about.
Yes.
Yeah. So, that.
I'm
happened.
excited to watch it. I don't want to hear any details about it.
I mean, yeah.
The only
that
thing,
was it.
apparently one reviewer of the movie said it's gonna forever change the way we view movies. Would you feel like that's true after seeing it? That's all I want to know. Yes or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then that guy's a fucking liar.
Don't believe me. I just told you I didn't even know who Oppenheimer was.
That guy's a fucking liar, right?
I missed the movie. I missed an hour and a half of the movie.
You missed an hour and a half of the movie?
No, that reason.
Oh, okay. This is stupid.
Because I had different expectations, and I'm sure.
I mean, it was still about a bomb. Like, who cares if the name wasn't
well, because
Oppenheimer?
I
Tell
thought
me,
it
man,
was
what
going
happened?
in a complete. I didn't know it was about those bombs, and I thought it was going in a completely different direction than this.
What direction did you think it was going?
Bro, I thought, first of all, I didn't know it was in this time period, right? And also, I was just like, Oppenheimer, I thought, because I started theory crafting in my head, because I was just like, why have I not heard of this? It must have been a complete failure, catastrophic failure.
Oh, okay.
So then they were talking about the Manhattan Project, and for some reason, I had gotten, like, mixed up with, like, the blimp that exploded, right?
You're thinking of Hamburg, no.
Whatever. Heisenberg?
Heisenberg. Yes,
yeah.
Thank you.
So I had gotten confused with that, and I was just like, oh my God. So everyone dies. I was just like, oh my. So I thought the movie was about like a catastrophic failure of a bomb, and everyone died. That's what my expectation was. So yeah, once again, do not take my review of the movie. Like,
take it with a great. I'll take it
after
with a great
the end of the movie, everyone was just like sitting. Literally, everyone I went to watch it with was just like, it was great, it was amazing, it was blah blah blah, and like I was so invested. I was just like, I was so lost.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like I didn't like. I had a feeling this was gonna happen, but I also once again did not want to spoil myself.
Yeah.
But clearly, the writers of the movie intended that people watching the movie knew that Dr. Oppenheimer was a person
Yes.
and not a bomb. So my mistake. I'm
I'm
not an idiot.
I literally don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I get it, but, like, how does that... I'm not in your headspace, so I can't imagine how the fact that the name and the person was tripped you up. Like, this sounds like a Frankenstein situation.
Okay.
Where everyone thinks Frankenstein's the monster, but he's actually just the doctor.
Yeah.
This is what it sounds like to me.
Okay.
But I'm like, so it's confusing. But I kind of get now the fact that you're looking at this guy's life, which I imagine is the beginning of it, and you're like, when's the bomb coming?
When is he dying?
When is the bomb gonna drop
Yeah,
on this guy?
yeah.
Okay. I kind of understand that.
So I was just like, dude.
Well, I mean, I'm familiar with Oppenheimer, man. He's a charismatic dude, apparently, who, like, he's not really, like, the most brilliant person in the world, but he can bring people together.
Yeah.
And that's very Luffy
I
of
liked
him.
it. It was honestly, it was still a great fucking movie. I'm not
I
gonna
bet.
say,
Dude,
it changes
the
movies.
cast is a fucking all-star,
Oh my
bro.
God,
The
it had.
cast all-star, bro.
Do you know all the cast?
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy,
Yeah.
which I love,
Cillian
Peaky
Murphy.
Blinders.
Yeah.
I think it's Cillian.
Oh, whatever. I don't care.
And then fucking Mr. Drake and Josh. What is
Josh
Peck
Peck is
there?
there.
What is
Yeah.
Josh Peck
I
doing
thought
there?
that was a spoiler, so I was gonna say.
No,
it.
I know he's that song from the trailer. I was just
Okay.
like, I know he's been trying to really rewrite his image, from the whole Drake and Josh thing.
This was a great time.
Did it do it? Like, did you feel like he wasn't Josh?
He didn't have any lines.
He didn't have any lines.
He had like 10 lines.
Oh man, I was really.
I say more in our scenes. I have more content.
I was really hoping he was an important character in the
not
story.
crazy, not crazy.
No, okay, never mind. And then they also, what's her face is in it too?
Emily
Blunt,
yeah.
the wife of John Krasinski.
Yeah. No, great cast, bro. They have there's a couple of people that pop up in there who are like F-list actors, but like I still recognize them. Fucking Rodney from Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Right?
Yeah, all right.
Rodney's the brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you call it? The elf from Santa Claus and Santa Claus 2.
Will Ferrell's there?
The elf.
Oh, the elf. Oh.
From Santa Claus. You know where the Santa Claus falls off the roof and then the dad's just like all put on the Santa Claus outfit and then all of a sudden he turns into Santa Claus and he's just like, I don't want all of this responsibility.
Yeah, I don't remember that elf.
Do you remember the movie though?
I remember the movie.
Okay, cool.
I remember him falling off the roof.
Well, he was the elf who, like, you know that, the father's son?
Yeah.
Right? That little kid?
Yeah.
And then the elf gave him the snow globe.
I don't remember the elf. I don't.
Yeah,
I remember the movie, but I don't remember the elf.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The boys actor.
Huey. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is 15 minutes, guys. If you're going to go see Oppenheimer, let me know how it is.
Yeah. Hopefully I didn't spoil that the scientist is.
Dude, you know what's crazy about this new format?
Why?
Next episode, I'm going to have seen Oppenheimer. They're gonna hear now the next day following.
The third episode.
Oh, the third episode. Yeah, the third episode.
I
haven't seen Oppenheimer.
Oh my god. Oh, yo.
Hey, big brain.
You're seeing a scene next that we haven't recorded. So good. Yo, let us know how it goes. It looks pretty comfy.
Yeah, this is nice. I can get used to this.
This better be worth it, man, for you dragging me all the way over here.
This will be a good experience, brother. Trust me. I had the idea of bringing Kelly to Camp Podcast. He just needed to get away from his current environment. It was getting increasingly toxic, and I think this is going to be a good space for him to talk things through, maybe relax a little, especially while he's away from home. I let the camp know of Kelly's current situation, and they let me be his partner.
And then the dude looks at me and goes, was that good? Like, no, dude, that wasn't good. You almost died under the bar.
The look on Kelly's face was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. Ever since then, he wouldn't let Jake squat without a spotter. I don't tell this story often, but back in middle school, I was always bullied. I was just this scrawny, insecure kid. So I could understand why I was the lightning rod for all those guys' teenage angst. But back then, I couldn't protect myself, and my insecurities only grew. Then one day in class, one of my bullies, let's call him Todd, he was kicking the back of my chair, laughing with his goonies. When all of a sudden, this 6-foot-tall kid who looked like he was in high school up and dropped Todd to the ground, flipping over his chair. I was never picked on again, and I had made my first real friend. He was quiet, kind of laid back, and pretty distant, but he opened up to me, taught me things and helped me build up my self-esteem, as well as packed on a few muscles. That guy was Kelly. And he's been my hero ever since. Horace, play us in, please.
Yeah, that was all me. Let's go.
The whole recording session, that man was practicing that song.
Yeah, like it was a pretty productive recording session. So, previous episode, you just heard that was us before even recording anything. So we did not know how anything was gonna go. We were kind of, I would say, remissive.
Remissive?
Yeah, we were a little bit like back. Like we weren't so positive about the podcast.
Transition. I understand what you mean.
They were a little bit it was a little bit like, which way is it gonna go? We don't know. Like, this one was a little bit of like a big questionnaire, since once again this was a lot of theory that was put into this podcast, specifically with the documentary. But I think that after recording it personally, that I think it came out well, and I think that after editing, that this might like actually end up being like one of our best ones. I'm not even like, this is really good. I think we acted it well. And
All right,
yeah,
I'm gonna stop you right there.
What are your thoughts?
Because I knew from the beginning we were gonna be amazing.
Okay.
I knew it was gonna come out great, and after this recording session, I'm really proud of it. One thing we definitely didn't want to stress on too, though, is we changed our voices a little bit. We got a little deeper because, you know what I'm saying, it could be a little hard for you to hear us as actors and as Johan and Horace.
Yeah.
This is what we sound like normally, but we got to change it up a little bit in the recording.
We tried.
did that. We tried.
We tried.
And I'm sure they're going to hear it, though.
Hopefully you guys like that. But
I'm happy. I'm happy. And I'm proud of this one.
You actually like it now.
Yeah, this one's going to be great. I just got to make sure it's going to come out right in the editing process.
For sure.
So we've just recorded. And the next episode you hear is going to be after the edit, so then you'll get to hear a little bit about what it sounds like.
Yeah, hopefully we're like coming like super static and like, yo, that was amazing. Like, this is our best podcast. Like, that's exactly what I want, because like, yo, like this might have been the one I put like most of the time in, besides the first episode, which me and him, John, worked on together. But this one, it took a lot of mental space. So yeah, I think we acted it very well. We're really like nailing down this like acting thing. I'm not even joking. Like, this voice, like we're figuring out little like tips and tricks as well. But like, we're using our past knowledge. First of all, delivery. Second of all, like how to like change the lines. Me and John are like figuring out each other like work. We also, I don't know if you noticed, we didn't do it deliberately, but we did the thing where we take spaces and break apart the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, so like I did my lines, he did his. Like the scenes were also broken down, even though this one was kind of like done because of the whatever. Doesn't matter. Like we're doing like 4 different things that we did in the previous podcast, and we're applying it. Like, that's perfect. Like, that's exactly what I wanted.
We're improving every single time.
That's
and
improvement.
I definitely going to come through in the recording as well.
Hopefully.
Tip, boys and girls, if you're not sure how to deliver a line, get your boy to deliver the line however they want to deliver it. And honestly, you might come up with a new delivery. And then it'll be like, wait, that kind of sounded a little better.
Well, it's like a back and forth, and it could go as long as it wants. So like, if my line was something like, hey, how's it going? Then you would say it.
How's it going, folks?
Then I would say it, hey, how's it going? And differently, whatever, you know, and like, I just pick up and then go on.
You should have added the folks.
Shut up.
Know, you're saying that was,
No,
I think, the
I didn't
most
want to. I didn't
most
want
important
to.
contribution I made there.
Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, now we can get a little bit deeper, since you guys 100% just heard the icebreaker, right? So now we're getting a little bit deeper into Oliver's connection, right? Into this whole thing.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. What do you think about your character, Oliver?
Okay, so at first when he showed me the script, I was like,
once again, remissive.
I don't understand why Oliver's even in the script, man. Because
he 100% said that.
If Kelly's like the only person growing in the story, then what the hell is the point of Oliver even being there? He's just like his emotional support dog. Like, what the fuck is Oliver supposed to be there for? But like, I think after now recording, after kind of understanding a little bit more and a few script changes, Oliver is really, his role is cemented there.
What's a lock without a key?
More like what's a wing without a wind?
You mean a sail without some wind?
Sail? Oh yeah, I was saying wing like a bird.
Yeah, you weirdo.
Okay,
Anyways,
yeah,
but
sail. Yeah, sail without a wind.
They understand. They understand.
Yeah. No, I mean nothing, right? Nothing really.
So yeah, you get to learn a little bit more about Oliver. You see, like you see that Kelly is Oliver's hero, right? And I was talking about this earlier, so I'm gonna just say it. Yeah, like inspirations for this podcast, right?
There we go.
Because I feel like I should be telling you guys like where my mind goes. Like, this isn't stuff that I'm searching up. It's just like I just sit down and it's just like all these thoughts jump in, because I watch a lot of TV and read a lot of like books and manga and like whatever.
You have an addiction.
So yeah, this one was specifically My Hero Vigilante, which is made by the same guy who made My Hero Academia. This was just like one little part of the story, by the way. It was just the part that yeah, he you don't really know that the hero of the story is actually the hero who saved the side character. Like it just came like 60 chapters in that you realize, oh, that's why she's even giving this guy any attention, is because like she's actually in love with him, like because he's her hero, right? Like
What?
that's what you learn.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of where the inspiration for kind of it's like very low key inspiration. Like that's where my mind was when I was writing it, at least.
You
Like,
also
I
been
wanted
watching
that
a lot.
feeling.
You also been watching a lot of Modern Family.
I have been watching a lot of Modern Family, so like stuff like when I see something
Kelly's
cool,
definitely like fucking Jay Pritchett, bro.
yeah, for sure, but they haven't gotten to that part, and we're not gonna talk about it.
So I'm not gonna even
far.
complete that part in.
Yeah, they're
Anyway,
about to see it after this. But Jean wanted to get a little bit deeper into kind of, I guess, the theme of this podcast. So we
No,
might as well
definitely, bro,
Get a
'cause,
little
like-
bit deeper into fathers. Father
the
figures.
father-son relationship is like a conversation I've had many times with many people.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the best relationship with my own dad.
Yeah, it's always different for everybody.
It's always
like,
different for everybody, but it's always so like potent. Like
Yeah.
family,
yeah.
family has the ability to make you either super happy or super sad
100%.
or super every emotion. Enter
Yeah.
emotion here.
Yeah.
And so like when Hart showed me the script and it was about, like at first it was like body dysmorphia, but then like about father issues, I'm like, no, let's really hone into this father issue because like I'm sure many males can resonate, like especially with their relationship with their fathers.
100%.
Like personally, me, like, I got a language barrier with my dad, so I speak Spanish but not that great, and he speaks English but not that great. So we don't see each other eye to eye. We can't have these heart-to-heart conversations. But there are aspects of his personality that I definitely want to emulate and be a part of, but I can't relate to Kelly in the sense that I saw my father on this pedestal who's like this great human being and I want to be this person. That's complete opposite for me.
Well, it doesn't
bro.
really have to be always like that. It could also be the fact that, like you want your dad to see you. It doesn't have to be that you have to, like, I think everybody at the end of the day wants their dad to say, I'm proud of you. I don't know if that's like a Brown thing. Like, this is a really, like, this is a Brown, like, every Brown
Teach me.
person has been, like, it's a thing in Brown families where, like, no matter, like, what you do, like, your father will never, like, say, like, hey, man, good job out there, proud of you, or anything. Like, it doesn't matter. And my dad, I feel like, is 100% the same way. He jumps onto the next thing every time. It's like it's a trait that my dad has that I 100% don't want to get. It's that he's always thinking of the future and stressing himself out over things that don't really matter.
Like
too
right
much.
now. They don't matter right now.
That don't matter right now. Like when I finished high school, his next word to me was not good job finishing high school. He was like, you better finish college, and when I got out of college, it was, hey, you better find a job. Like, and it's not like he's saying you better find a job. He's just like, yeah, this is great, now you could go get a job. Like, he says it like that.
Yeah.
Like, he's just saying that, like, he just brushes past what I just did. And then it's like, I get a job, and he's just like, great, you got a job, now we got to get you married. And we got now he's on to like 5 things, by the way. He's like, now we got to get you married, and we got to go buy a new house, and what do you call it? You got to get another job or something. I don't even know. Like, it's like it's always the next thing. So it's like, when is it gonna be enough? Because I know he said, like, every time he says, oh, then let's do this, I feel like I do that thing, right? And I feel like, oh, finally,
Yeah.
But then he just brings up something else. So, like, now it's at this point where, like, I'm so used to, I've caught on to that, like, formula that, like, now I know when he says, hey, now we just got to get you married, right? That he's gonna say something after that, and that's like recently.
Boom, you get married,
Dude,
now have kids.
But like, now I don't know what that's gonna be. Like, I don't like because I've never known what it's like. Now it's coming to a point like I don't know where it's gonna be. And my dad, obviously, all old people are in this habitual state.
Yeah, so
they kind of
yeah.
just repeat. Like, if something's gone, like, they replace it with something else. Like I might like it's. fuck, I don't know what to say. Like, if they are stressed out about buying a new house and they get a new house, they're gonna find something else to be stressed about, because people who are like older, they're so used to their habits, and it's like thoughts are ingrained that they're just gonna stress about something that's probably not even the point. And so, but yeah, I don't know what he's gonna say after that, and it's like I've gotten used to it, so it's just like now I don't know what to do with that type of.
It doesn't sound like there's much you can do with it. Like,
It's just
he's
like,
gonna
yeah,
stress about
no,
something.
I just have to
fill in the blank here.
I just have to get married and then wait for my dad to say, "Let's do this next." And it's just like, you're gonna just drag. How far are you going to drag me along this path that you've already envisioned in your head?
Is this the path that you want to be on though?
Obviously, I do want to do, but like, it's like it doesn't have to be rushed,
Okay.
you know, and it doesn't have to be a question that's brought on every single day of like anytime he sees me. That's like the only thing that's on his mind is that, hey, how's your job doing? Are you getting married soon? I gotta get you. Like, it doesn't. He literally says the stuff that he has planned for the future of, like, not just me. He says about everything. He's just like, like, he'll be like, oh, how's your job? I'm like, yeah, my job's good. And then he's just like, oh, great. Now, if only we could get you married, your sister married, get a house, and then I could get a new job, like, and then a bunch of other things. It's just
I
like,
get that, man.
Like,
it's just he's just imparting like his own wishes and fears onto you,
and it's just like,
what are you gonna do? Just like live up to them or carve your own journey?
Yeah, and
I mean,
he says he wants, and he also sets time limits. He says in a year.
Man, he's setting goals for you.
But
he's setting goals for you.
It's not goals though, because it's like sometimes you just want to like take it a little bit easy. Like when you just get a job, right? Like that's the thing. Like I understand that life before college is like, you finish elementary school, then you finish middle school, then you finish high school, then you finish college, then you get a job. But then, like, after that, it's finally a chance to like take it like easy, like, or like do like find your own path at least, or like there doesn't need to be another thing, because I know after that other thing there's gonna be a fucking other thing, and that thing stresses me out, because like, what the fuck is after that? Like, I don't want there to be another fucking, there doesn't need to be another goal that's not my goal.
You know what's interesting? It's interesting you say these, because like, from my perspective, and with my relationship with my own dad, when I hear you talk about like how your dad sets goals for yourself, to me that sounds kind of amazing. And I know it might not, and it's going to sound weird to you in a second, because my relationship with my dad is, I've always had to be responsible for my dad. I didn't have a dad. I had a dude who was older than me, who acted younger than me, and then got drunk all the time. So I never really knew whether he was lying or telling the truth, but most times he was just lying. He never set any goals or never looked out for me or worried about what I was up to. He's just like, yeah, John, he's going to be fine. I don't have to worry about that kid. He's going to be fine. My parents were separated. I never lived with my dad. I'd always visited him because he always still lives with his mother. So I visit my grandma. I'll visit my dad. But my dad has not changed. I've known this man for my entire life, and he's the same human being, still worried about the same thing. When is he getting his next drink? Never asks me how I'm doing in life, what's up with school, what are we doing next, when I'm going to find a wife. Those things aren't seemingly important to him. He loves me in the way that he can love me, but there's like no sense that I feel any support at all coming from his direction. Like, at all.
Yeah.
Like, he ain't send me money for shit. He ain't worried about what I'm doing next. He's just worried about where he's getting the next drink. And so, like, I'm a little envious. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like it's crazy because we are both in two different situations.
Yeah. But
feel the same exact way about our fathers.
Frustrated
and like slightly a little bit annoyed, you know, and honestly, like, unseen. Because I just feel like, even though my dad does that stuff, I still feel like I'm just a goal to him. You know, like, it felt like, to me, it just feels like when I was born, like he set this plan to me and that I have to like stick to it or else blah like what? Like then what? Like it's at the end of the day, he's just looking at me as a goal instead of like, hey, did you like when he says like, hey, how's work? It's never like personal. None of that is like, I'm not all about my work. How often do people like?
Yeah.
People's lives are out of their.
There's so many other things I'm doing, Dad.
People's lives are outside their work, not in their work, and it's like, so it's crazy because it's so crazy that me and you are like in such different situations, but
yet feel similar.
Like we have the same exact feeling. Like
dad's for you, man.
Like what it like
we're not gonna understand them until we have kids on our own.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. We're not going to be able to understand their perspective at all
yeah.
until we have our own kids, and we want to set goals for them too. Like,
100%.
I definitely feel like I'm going to be your dad in the sense that of like, all right, Jimmy, now you're doing this, and then we're going to do soccer practice.
I'm going to 100% do that for my kids too. It's just like I don't know. I just want to do it a little bit differently. Whereas like I want to set him goals for him, but I want him to achieve, but I also want to be there to support him through it instead of like sending him off to do whatever. Like he do this and that's it. Like, you know, like just do it. And like instead of like giving me even options or anything. I don't know. It's that's our talk about fathers, guys.
If you guys have a father, shoot him a text, tell him you love him.
Yes, definitely do that.
On to the next.
On to the next one, guys. Sorry if this one was a little. Hopefully, you guys like. I don't know. Hopefully, you guys like. What do you call it? Connected to what we were saying, and it wasn't just like some.
I definitely think.
If you're a man, you definitely do, and if you're a woman,
you got your own set of issues.
For a
with your
woman,
mother. I do not want to be a woman in a mother.
I feel like they would. I feel like women would all. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. Nope. No way. I am not going in there.
Come on, just try it. It'll calm you down and it's good for you.
I already came to this camp. And now this? If my dad ever found out, he would roast me alive.
He'll never know. It'll be your little secret. Oh, that must be us. Come on. Oh my God, this is amazing. Bro, you can't tell me you're not liking this.
It's okay.
Trust me, your dad will never find out, so you can relax and just be happy.
That's it. I'm done. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Dancing around, telling secrets like girls at a slumber party. I can just imagine my old man with his buddies sitting in their lawn chairs, laughing their asses off that I missed the whole day without hitting the gym because I'm trying to get in touch with my emotions. These guys didn't do that crap. They were men. His best friend, Tommy Ryan, lost half a finger in a sheet metal press, waited till the end of his shift to go to the hospital. I broke my collarbone in a football game. There was my dad up in the stands giving me the old be tough. So I played 2 more downs before I passed out. My date, Mary Jo Klumsky, left the senior dance with another guy. Broke my heart. 2 a.m. in the kitchen table, my old man's telling me, eat the sandwich and forget about her. Feelings.
Kelly, it's your dad. He's in the hospital.
I was thinking it would be nice if we had like any like little skills that we have. Like, it doesn't have to be like skills that we've like mastered, but like any like talents that we have would be nice if we could like show those talents through like characters because we already have the talent, so it should be like.
Do you have one specifically in mind?
Easy. Like if you're really good at singing one specific song.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, let me know.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because then that would be something like I would just
characters all of a sudden obsessed with the song and and then you can sing it. Yeah.
So, something like that. You know, obviously it would have to be audio.
I got a handful of songs on the deck.
It would have to be audio based because it's obviously like it's kind of tough because it's just audio based.
So I can't do my juggling.
Yeah, let's just because then those are just fake. We could just fake those, But like that's like one or like, and we should probably because thinking like that, I was just like we should probably just practice like voice skills on the outside, so and then be like, yeah, yo, I got the British accent down. I'm just like perfect. Next character, you got it, buddy.
Yeah. I mean that makes sense, right?
Right?
But
Yeah, we should realistically try.
What made you think of that right now, though? Like,
No, I was thinking about it like before. I'm just bringing it up.
Yeah, I mean, listen, bro. As far as singing goes and accents and all that, I've already been thinking
Shut
about
up.
those.
No,
I don't know why you brought this up right now.
I thought you
like,
were about to say I've already got him down.
I already got all of those things down. Like I've been asking for him, and then he don't write the scripts. You know what I'm saying?
No, man.
That's
I'm not
my
gonna write the
Achilles heel,
scripts
guys.
until I hear it and it's good.
This guy over here, I keep asking for things, and he doesn't give me anything, bro. You
Yeah,
know how
okay.
long I've been asking for Mr. Romantic, little Manuel.
Screw your Mr. Romantic, man.
That's all I'm asking for, bro. You just need to put a wig on.
There's nowhere to fit that in. And
If you
know
put a
that.
wig on and do your Mickey Mouse voice,
Yeah,
it's gonna be hilarious, man. I'm trying to seduce Mickey Mouse.
that's terrible. That is a terrible.
Tell me that wouldn't be an amazing episode.
No, it wouldn't. It
What?
would be literally childish and stupid and make no sense.
Guys, if you want to see me
And it-
try to seduce Mickey Mouse, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, anyone 12 years and old under who clearly wants that. Yeah, perfect. Let's once again describe the new setup.
Yeah,
going
so
on.
y'all heard
What just happened?
So y'all heard the 2 previous episodes, which was actually recorded now 2 weeks
All
ago.
3 episodes. They heard all 3.
Oh no, sorry. I mean like those are transitions.
Yeah.
Episodes are the individual. Come on, man. You should know this terminology
yep,
already.
yep,
Jesus,
yep,
am I
yep.
gotta explain this to you too?
All right, man, go
We
ahead.
heard the 2 previous episodes, and they heard the 3 transitions.
Thank you.
So now we're here at episode 3.
Yes.
But those 2 episodes were recorded a while ago.
2 fucking weeks ago.
2 fucking weeks ago.
Don't blame me,
because
man.
Horace's bitch ass decided, let me break the mold. Let me try something new. And then this whole documentary style was literally the pain of my existence, man. He talked about how it was difficult to script this and write the script. Bitch, it was worse to edit it, all right? Because how the hell do you signal to the audience that this is a documentary and that there are moments where they're talking to the camera office style? There's like no auditory cue. Like it's very much just visual.
Are you not the audio editor? I'm sorry. Are you not the audio editor? Shouldn't I be able to tell you to do anything and
That's
you
not how
should
that
just
works.
do it?
That's not how that
If
works.
I tell you
That's not
to
how
make
this
it
works.
sound like a meteor is coming down and falls into a water cup that gets dehydrated
easier.
and evaporated into the air while someone sucks it out, you better be able to pull that out of nowhere, all right? Like,
That's way easier.
All right,
I can
then.
actually do that.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's fine, man.
Perfect.
But now you're asking for one-on-one interviews? Like, how the
oh
fuck?
yeah, that's difficult.
How the fuck do I let these people know it's a one-on-one interview?
That's difficult.
Well,
for
I
sure.
mean, I think they got it across. I think they
It
got the gist.
It worked.
It worked.
It worked.
But
so
it took a while. This one
yeah.
took a while.
We just heard. So last 2 episodes we did not hear the transitions, and now we did.
Now,
Like,
yeah.
that's like the big change.
Oh
I
yes,
guess.
yes. Before, yeah. I mean, they just heard it. This is
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
We're like reminding it, but I think it's more for
I
ourselves.
just heard it.
Yeah, exactly.
I
You just heard
what
it.
you guys just
They-
heard.
yeah.
I just heard, and I'm gonna just say exactly what you guys are thinking. The rivalry and whatever. The transitions are pretty dope. It's obviously a bunch of. It's different from our normal style, but I think like it gets across like what we were kind of trying to go with. The characters are kind of like iffy with their voices is the main thing. That's just acting tops, bro.
Yeah,
Like
seriously.
we're not consistent enough with our voices. Like so many, because like there's certain words that I say that even when I'm doing a deep voice, like the word like it comes off as my normal voice just because like I'm not.
I'm sure they're just like, yo, this just sounds like, or is it Johan just with deeper voices?
Nah, man.
No, not at all.
I
man.
think like we're trying, and they gotta commend.
It's possible. This is
commend
the
the
thing.
trying.
It's possible, bro. We've seen professionals do different types of voices.
Yeah.
So that's another goal, another benchmark we got to reach as well.
For sure.
Um,
Or we could just do it audio wise, and then that's fine.
You literally can't though. Like
you
right,
tried
because
the
you
bass
talked
thing.
about
Yeah,
it.
you tried
when
the
we,
bass thing,
When we
right?
talk about voices, like there's more to a voice other than just the pitch, like how high or low someone's going. There's the word choices they use.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
sounds like themselves. The texture of somebody's voice
Yeah.
is something that you just can't change auditory unless you're like a fucking god at sound
Uh-huh.
editing, which if you're a god, let me know. Like I appreciate
Hey
some
man,
pointers.
this is a skill you gotta master
Eh,
sooner
yeah,
or later,
like,
buddy.
no, what we need to master is in the actual production. On production, gotta make sure that if we're going for a voice, that we're consistent with those voices.
Uh-huh.
Like maybe a good idea is for us to have like, if we're gonna be doing a voice, have like a recording of of a test sample of how we want it to sound, so that every time we're gonna begin recording again, we
Yeah.
can listen to that test sample again and then back at it again.
I
And
see,
then
I
just
see.
be more conscious of the words we use as well.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
honestly, the words you put in the script as well too, that
Yeah.
don't sound colloquially like New Jerseyans. But
How am
more
I
like-
supposed to do that?
Yeah, that's your
Also-
job, bitch. That's your job.
Also,
if
you're
I tell you,
talking as if
I tell you to put a meteor that's evaporating water in a cup, and 2 girls have to eat in it, then you better figure it out, man. You better write that script.
I think I do that pretty well. What are you talking about? What is New Jersey writing? First of all, you're reading. That means you would never sound like yourself because you're reading my words.
Well, yeah,
Right?
the character shouldn't sound like me.
It
so,
shouldn't.
So yes,
But it doesn't. So it doesn't, right?
but sometimes it does.
How?
But sometimes it
Oh,
does. I know you think
Horace,
about
I'm sorry, but you're writing my lines like how I would speak. How does that work? And the funny thing is, you're
Oh,
saying that the
no.
next one you're gonna like. I put in like I actually like. I guess I just did that subconscious, bro. Like I can't even say it, but like the next script, like I wrote down what these types of people would say.
Yeah.
Right. And I was just all right. I gotta include all of these phrases in here.
There we go. There we go.
Because
That's
I was
dope.
just like, this is what these type of people would say, so I already did that.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I've been doing that, so
No.
I don't want to hear it, buddy.
Relax.
I don't want to hear it, pal.
We haven't even made that episode yet, so I don't know why you're even claiming that yet. I haven't even read the script.
All right.
But no, time has passed, guys. And remember how previous episode I told you guys I was gonna watch Oppenheimer? Well, I did it.
Yeah.
Because I was to go visit some friends, but instead I went to Colombia, and that was fucking dope.
Yeah,
I'm just
how
gonna
was that?
interject. I want to talk about
No,
Colombia
no,
now, 'cause it was
100%. Go
fucking
ahead.
Beautiful country, man. Like we were in Medellin. And Medellin isn't the safest part of Colombia at all.
Yeah.
But the area that we were in is kind of gentrified. A lot of police presence. So honestly, I felt extremely comfortable over there. And I speak Spanish as well, so it was also amazing.
Barely.
Barely, but it's enough.
Barely.
It gets across.
Barely.
Oh,
Oh, wait. That's perfect. Your Spanish accent. How is it?
Yeah, it's not bad. My Spanish accent, it's like, no, I gotta practice it.
Do you speak Spanish
Because
in an English accent?
There's no Spanish accent. There's like a regional, like I can do a Mexican. I could do a Dominican.
No, I'm talking when you speak Spanish in these countries. Can they tell that you're speaking in an English? Is there an English?
Yes. Yeah, I sound American
Really?
as fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, is it funny
yeah.
to them?
The hilarious.
Really?
The one girl I was talking to was just making fun of me the
Really?
whole time. She was just like, I don't know.
What did she say?
I don't know how I sound. That's
Yeah,
the
obviously-
issue.
obviously
So
it-
she was making fun of me.
Yeah, what
and
was
I
she
was
saying?
like, what are those voices? Like, I sound nothing like that. Like,
Yeah, oh,
I don't
really?
even know what the voice is now. So, but
That's funny.
nah, man, the Colombia was lit. We also went to like Commune 13. They had like a little graffiti tour or whatever. But like I was rolling with degenerates in Colombia, so we did a lot of degenerate things. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
And then highlight of the trip was at the end. At the end, it was a group of 8 of us, 8 guys. We got a group of 8 girls. We rented a boat.
Yeah.
We were playing Fabi's music on the boat. We were recording it. We had a drone.
Oh.
We made like a little
Wait, you
music
guys made a
video.
music video?
That shit was lit. All
No
so I'm telling you,
way.
it was lit, dude. We had so much fun. We wish the boat was better because the boat was like a little rinky-dink boat. We were hoping for like a really nice boat.
Yeah.
But the guy who told us sold us on a lie. But we still had fun.
Fucking Fox, man.
Yeah, and then and I met this chick, dude. This chick was amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out, you know who you are.
Shout out Mexican girl 2.
Colombian.
Oh,
God,
Colombian girl 2.
Racist.
Shout out Colombian girl 2. You know, better than Colombian girl 4. She was giving me bad vibes.
Yo, nah, listen, Colombian girl 1, amazing. Colombian girl 2, horrible, bro. I had to kick her out as soon as possible. But Colombian girl 3 is the one that I'm talking about.
Oh,
And
you're
she
talking
was
about
lit.
3.
Yeah, Colombian girl 3 was lit.
Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. We're men. All right.
Now that we're
learning girls' names.
cringe, man.
Like what? Like you expect us to like know your fucking name? Like who are you? A football player?
What? Yeah, if you don't play the sports ball, we ain't gonna remember. Fuck is this kid on about, bro? You okay, man? How's life at home, man? No, man, bro. Highly recommend if you guys ever gonna visit. Go to Colombia.
What part? The Mexican Girl 3 or the Colombia part?
I honestly think that the girls were way better than the country.
Okay.
Controversial opinion. Sorry, Colombia. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But the women, bro, all I will say is we went to a club, and again, we were 8 dudes deep.
Yeah. In who?
In Colombia Girl 1. We were 8 deep in Colombia Girl 1. No.
Okay.
But we were at that club, and bro, we were surrounded by 10s. And this isn't even an exaggeration. There was
underage.
one moment where literally... I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm going home. Bro, everywhere around us were 10s.
Yeah.
You will never find a club in New Jersey where there are girls around. There are more girls than guys at a club.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, they're at work, but still.
Oh, they're working.
10s all around. And they're looking at me. I'm like, bitch. If this was Jersey, you wouldn't be looking at my ass. Stop looking at me. But yeah, that was fun, bro. That Colombia was lit. I'm 100% going to go back.
How long is the flight there?
Probably
like
5 hours.
I was going to say 5 hours.
5 hours. It's an hour difference, too. I even worked on the podcast on the way back on the flight.
Nice.
That's commitment, baby.
Yeah.
It was 1 a.m. Everyone's asleep, and I'm like half asleep, like trying to like pick the scripts, the takes I liked.
How many days were you there for?
We were there for 5 days. We went from a Wednesday. We came back on a Sunday.
Yeah.
We had this like Airbnb as well that was super nice. The
Yeah.
Airbnb was located in a super nice part of town, right? This gentrified part of town. Right next to us was a gay bar. And they were lit, dude. That gay bar was clearly amazing, but we never went in because, you know, we're men.
Yeah. Men!
We're men who like women!
Yeah.
Yeah! But, dude, they were playing music till like 3:30 in the morning. And our Airbnb had no soundproofing whatsoever. And we're right next to this damn bar, and I could not sleep. That was the downside, though. I literally could not sleep when I was there.
Yeah.
Because fucking... that shit was so unbelievably loud.
Because of that, yeah.
But past that, man, like we were like right in front of this little this little park, and the park was like the center of this like touristy area where they had all the bars and restaurants and these rooftop bars. Like you can clearly tell a lot of money at tourism's coming towards Colombia, and it's growing rapidly. We even got to see different parts of town as well. Like we just walked around, had a good time. But yeah, man, again, like. I've been to El Salvador, Costa Rica, Colombia, and every single time I've always had like nothing but good vibes. Like never felt at any point worried for my life. It was literally just good vibes.
Yeah.
And the craziest part about it too is that talking to a lot of the Colombian women reminds me of the fact that like this world is becoming more and more united for like our demographic because of the internet, bro. They're watching K-pop over there.
Really?
Bro, we found an Ichiraku ramen in the middle of Colombia. I'm about to show you photos right now, bro.
What?
Where there was beautiful, like, Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z artwork all over the wall. We ate ramen. I was like, what the fuck is this doing in Colombia?
I mean, let's be honest. Did you know that Dragon Ball Z was way bigger in Brazil than it was in, like, any other, like, it's... Like, they actually, I think it was one of the final episodes of a certain season. They, like, shut down an entire, like, stadium, and they banned any spoilers, and, like, because it's just so, like...
Yeah.
Anime's big everywhere.
It's big.
Yeah, it's big everywhere.
It has to do with, like, TV rights. Did you know that?
Really?
This is for Mexico, but I imagine it applies for everywhere else. But I know in Mexico, it was cheaper for TV stations, like, this is early 2000s, to purchase the licensing rights for anime than it was for, like, TV cartoons in the U.S.
Yeah.
It was cheaper, so they were like, yeah, let's buy this. And that's why anime blew up in a lot of Latin American countries.
Yeah. And it's always the mainstream anime because obviously it has to be, like, subbed into, like, that language.
Into that language, yeah.
So that's why, like...
Naruto's big there. Dragon Ball Z's there. Bro, when I show you the photos, you're going to be like, what the hell is that doing there?
Yeah.
But it was cool, man. again, cannot recommend it even more.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty fire. And we're getting into the last episode in transition. And we'll see you guys. See you guys next episode.
Alligators.
Excuse me, where's Steven Reinhardt? Steven Reinhardt! Thank you. My old man's tough. He doesn't let anything get to him. I've never even seen him cry. Wait, Dad. Before you say anything, I thought that I had almost lost you. And all I could feel was regret. Regret because I never told you how I really feel. But you need to know that you mean the world to me. And I love you. My old man, he's gonna be okay. I've never had any hard feelings for him. Like, don't get that wrong. He's my dad. It's just, that was the first time me and my dad had a real conversation. You know? It just felt like he finally saw me. And when he told me that he loved me, obviously I broke down. It feels like that's what I've been waiting for. I would have never had the courage to say that, say what I felt, if it wasn't for Oliver and Camp Podcast. It's been a trip. And when my dad gets out and better, we're going to have a beer and a long talk. And I can't wait. I think that one was good. We're done here? Was good? Chilling? Cool. Yeah. I'm going to go. See you guys. Thanks. Great documentary.
Alrighty.
All right. We had our quick and short interview going on.
So, Horace, what did you think about this new setup? Like us doing episodes on different days and...
I prefer it.
You prefer it?
I prefer it.
Why is that?
Specifically because I feel like as a listening experience, it's going to be cool, right? Because they see like that transition between like, it's like you just started another podcast halfway through and it's just like, yo, and not to mention, this is kind of how it was like, sort of, obviously they're not supposed to be 2-week breaks, right?
Yeah.
But we wanted it to always be set up so it's just like we record on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. You know, like that's like what we planned it to be. Like, not to mention we were going to like, before we got into just doing the podcast normally, we were going to do them as characters and then fake the fact that
it was on different
days. We were doing it on different days.
But we were all going to record it on one day, and we were like, like a lot of like acting and faking.
Yeah. Like, this is a lot of like work because like you were supposed to listen into the podcast as if the characters in the camp were doing the podcast, which is on different days and for the whole week. Yeah, stuff like that. So I prefer it like this. It's kind of like using the system that we made in the first place.
Yeah, the whole thing was the fact that like, you know how like every person's a little bit different every day. You know, life is just a little bit different too. You don't know what's gonna happen. And so you're going to get different levels of energy, different level of excitements, or different stories depending on different days.
Exactly.
Compared to like doing all recording on one day.
Exactly.
And go ahead.
No, you can finish.
I was just going to say, I'm happy we found a way to incorporate that.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to do it in the beginning, but we're just like, we don't really know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Again, what are the conversations even going to be?
Yeah.
Because back then, Camp Podcast wasn't even a thing yet.
Yeah.
It was just like, we just want to talk on different days about different things.
Yeah.
And so, like, the fact that we were able to sneak this in now and be able to record on different days, but makes sense because now, like, it's kind of following the journey of the production of the little movie we're creating. You know what I'm saying? Like, where we read the script on one episode and now we actually hear what they sound like in another episode.
That is also the best part, simply because there's going to be days where we are going to run out of stuff to say, and like having days where having 2 episodes that are pretty much free simply because it's right after the script and right after the transitions, like on different days.
Yeah.
Like those are free, like no matter what, even if I go mute, like I'll have something to fucking say. like text diction or whatever on the iPhone. But like you know what I mean though. But I really like the whole scripting thing as well. The fact that like we don't just read the script, do the scenes, and then do a podcast a week later. It's just like, yo, we're skipping off the whole like, what do you call it? The script part, you know, like the fact that like, hey, what are your thoughts on the script? You know, like I feel like that's like we need. It's incorporating more of the actual process, which is what the whole podcast is about. Literally about this exact thing.
If there's a word to describe like the essence, I think we're trying to do is like authenticity.
Yeah.
In storytelling,
of course.
And so like I think we'll invite the audience more by literally having these segments of our conversations of the production of the actual.
Exactly.
So it's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I love it.
I think it's pretty fucking fire. We could transition from that conversation back into the actual theme of the podcast, back to the fathers. Right? Because we did that in the last one.
Oh,
so
yeah, in episode 2, we talked about our dads.
Yeah, so now we'll do it 2 weeks later. I feel like, the last one was more specific. That was supposed to be after the transition where it's like, yo, I have father problems, but now it's like my father's all cool. So now we might as well talk about like some cool shit.
Oh,
know?
yeah.
If possible.
Some cool shit. Like, let's see here. You know what? All right, I have something to talk about with my dad.
Go ahead.
My dad is, he has his problems or whatever. But what I love about him the most is the fact that he don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's so happy-go-lucky kind of guy where he can go up and talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it reminds me of this story when we were growing up. There was one time where me and my brother were just outside of my grandma's house. We're just chatting, whatever, with everyone there. And then a police officer rolls by. And my dad stops the police officer. He waves him down. He's like, hey.
Yeah.
And then he brings me and my brother. Me and my brother over.
No, not like, yet, bro. They don't know.
He's like, he referred to him by his name. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
But he was like, yo, look, these are my kids, Juan, Fabricio. Like, I want you to meet them. I want you to say hi. So the officer talks to us, hangs out with us.
Yeah.
And the officer was super friendly. And I was like, but Papi, no way. I didn't know you knew an officer. He's like, oh, I didn't know him. I was like, you didn't know this guy?
What?
I was like, why'd you stop him?
Yeah.
But like, he will go up to talk to anybody. He's the kind of guy who, if he's in a concert, he would rave down the artist and be like, hey, let's be friends. Like,
yeah.
He is like a life of the party no matter where he goes. And that's a part of his personality that me and Favi try to emulate so much.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He's lit. Like, he's so much fun to be around.
Yeah.
It comes with his pros and cons.
Uh-huh.
But that's what I love about my dad.
I feel like your dad, in my head, is just Manny's dad. Like, real dad.
Yes. A lot of promises that'll never come to fruition. But when he's there, we're having a great time. We're having a great time.
Did you drive a motorcycle by any chance?
Yes, he did.
Oh.
But then he got into a super bad accident, so he stopped riding motorcycles. Bro, but he's the kind of guy, he would try to do wheelies.
Yeah.
He would literally get up on the bike on one foot, like trying to do a Papa Willie.
Dang.
Yeah, and that's why he got into the accident.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That's a good, he's very similar to
so
Manny's
that's
dad
what you
in
pick
that
up
sense.
from your dad. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
about
guess
you, man?
Me, man.
Tell me something cool about your dad.
I fucking love my dad.
Yeah.
Okay, like freaking love him to death. Obviously, my dad's like a super hard worker out of everything. Like that's the one thing that like I'm honestly just jealous of him for that reason. The fact that he can like 100% put like all of his focus into just like straight up just work and like helping the family. He's always trying his best to help other people as well. Like once again, like I don't think I compare anything to my father like at all. Like he's 100% a better man than I am. Like he helps out all of his brothers with like financial issues or any problems that they have. He's always sending money over to like overseas to help like his like my mom's family as well, you know.
Damn.
Not to mention the amount of like hours he puts into just us helping our family. Like, he doesn't even need to be working that much anymore, since most of my family's like currently working now, except for my little sister, right? The rest of us have jobs, and he doesn't even need to be, but he's still saving up. And like, I'm just like, Dad, why are you always working so much? And he's just like, I'm saving up for you guys. That's always ever saying. He's like, none of this is for me. Like, even when he's talking about, hey, I'm getting this new house, he's just like, it's not for me.
I fuck with that heavy.
This is for you guys. Like, I'm buying this. I want you guys to have this. Yeah. You know. So like, 100%. Love him to death for that exact reason.
He's a man of his word.
Yeah, he is a man of his word. Like, if I could ever like be anything like him in the future, that I think my life is set. Like, I'll be happy. You know, if I could like at least do what he does. Yeah. Because I don't know, he just does it all like so perfectly. Obviously, everyone has their like flaws. Like, sometimes like I'm just like, Dad, you're stressing yourself too much with this work. But it's just like he just cares so much, you know, about getting like all of the like. And he's doing it for someone else. Like, that's the part that always, like, it's so cool. Like, yo, like, really just doing it, not even for himself. Like, all of his money is always, like, it's for you guys. And that I feel like that's, like, the coolest thing possible.
That is really cool. I actually strive. Like, I fuck heavy when you were said that he'd always do stuff for others. Or, like, when he said to you guys, it's for you guys. Like, that's the kind of dad I hope to be in the future as well. Yeah. And I have kids of my own. Like,
of course.
I just want to give everything to my kids in the best way I could possibly do it, man.
Yeah. I just want to get to that like point in my life where it's just like, you know, it's not really about me. I feel like that's when you have kids that finally something comes up where it's just like, yeah, like I'm not really doing this for me anymore. You know, like I have someone else to like.
Do you want to be a dad?
Of course I want to be a dad. What the hell do I want to be a dad?
How many kids do you want?
How many kids do I want?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, economy-wise.
But the economy, though.
Economy-wise, like, I'd be good with one son, right? But, like, I would like 3 kids if I'm, like, financially stable and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so 3 kids for sure. That would be nice. Speaking of the economy, right? This is like a completely 180. You know, I read this somewhere and it kind of makes so much more sense. Like, the reason why a lot of like house prices and like a lot of prices and things are going up so much is because most families are actually the mom and dad work now. Yeah. Instead of just the father working, right? So now when people are buying a house, it's just like they have everything's like made to be dual income. Like, it is like everything around us is like meant to be for a dual income family instead of a single income family.
Because
that's where it's switching. Yeah, that's the standard. So that's where it's switching up, because that money's going somewhere and it has to end up somewhere, right? So that means the demand for certain things is going up simply because families have more money to begin with. So why wouldn't it go up? So like people who are like the problem is that most people who are complaining about these financial issues is because they're either single, right? Or their wife doesn't work, which doesn't work in this society anymore. Yeah. Like, society is built around a dual income in the last 10 years. It's just been building up and building up to be dual income families. So
for many households, that's the situation for them. It's just they got the 2 people. And so, like, you know what's funny? It's kind of like repeating itself, because like if we travel back in time, like back when we used to be like farmers and shit, it used to be the mom, the dad, the mom, the dad, and the kids all working hard on the farm. Like, kids used to be farm hands. And then the whole Industrial Revolution happened. People started moving to cities. And then, like, slowly into the war, when the war started to happen, the dad then became the breadwinner. The mom could be a stay-at-home mom. The kids could start to hold their own. And now it's going back, where now the mom is now working as well. So now you got the mom and dad working. And now we're passing new child labor laws. So soon, them little kids are back at work too.
Yo, it's nuts. It's nuts.
It's going to go back, man.
So my reason for saying that, it brings it back to like the whole kids thing. Yeah. It's going to, since everything's built around dual income, right? It's hard to have multiple kids simply because the wife also needs to consistently work, and it's hard to, like, it'd be pretty simple with like 1 kid, but as you're getting up in numbers, like past 2, past 3 kids, it gets a lot harder for a dual income family to do anything.
I I really don't want finances to be a strain on the family, on my family personally. Like, my current ambition right now is to make like a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
Because I want 5 kids.
Okay. That's nuts.
I want a little football team.
Yeah.
And a little futsal team, I should say.
Yeah.
And I know that if it were in a situation where we'd have to require both parents to work heavily, it'll be difficult. Like, I want to be in a place where I have time, my wife has time, because if there's a lot of gremlins running around, we need that time.
100%.
And that's why I don't want finances to be a burden in the future.
But that's the thing. To get those, let's say you don't want your wife to work, right? That means that you would have to make the equivalent of a dual income, which let's say is $250K. Yeah. Like, average.
Which is still light.
That's not average, by the way. I know the average income in the U.S. is around like
50,
40, 60. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm saying like to own a house and stuff and 5 fucking kids, you need 250 nowadays. You literally do. Like 100%. Don't kid yourself, buddy. All right.
I know what I'm aiming for, man.
Yeah.
I know what I'm aiming for.
But the thing is, like you just said, like you want to have ample time for these kids. It's gonna come around again where like to secure those financials. That time and make 250K, that time's gonna have to come from somebody, and that's gonna be you. And that time is gonna come from you spending time from your kids to mainly focusing on those financials. So like your kids are gonna low key feel like it might feel they might feel like, hey, dad's not around simply because you're most likely making 250K or not. Like, let's be honest. Like, what are you doing? Like, unless you're, I don't know, you're not working a 2-hour job like to make 250K. You're working like one job plus a part-time job minimum. Like, or like you're you're like a software developer at freaking Apple, right? Which is like 8 hours plus overtime every single day.
Hey, man, we don't got to worry about the semantics right now, man.
I'm just letting people know. I'm letting people know.
Let the people know.
But it's tough. Not to mention, it's hard. You won't have to worry about that for a while, first of all, because, like...
as far as I know, I don't have any kids yet.
Yeah. That and most women, like, they prefer to work right now. You know, no one you're marrying is going to just not be working. It's just like, first of all, why are you marrying so what is a girl doing currently? Like what is she doing right now if she's not working? right? Am I wrong? Like, you're not going to school and you're not working, so what are you doing? It's just weird. Dude. I feel like everyone like, regardless of gender, is just working, you know?
Someone's working.
Yeah.
Someone's at least working. Or, I mean, taking care of a home and a family is a job.
You're not marrying someone who already has kids. So, what the fuck?
So, like, I hope for something a bit more traditional.
Yeah,
like, where there is someone that could be home. Obviously, if that's what she wants, that's perfect world for me. But obviously, it's something I'm gonna have to find someone who's that's something that they want themselves. And
yeah.
So I know the journey's gonna be long and hard
for sure.
But I know it's possible. So that's the only thing going. You keep telling me about how the percentage is low. We'll be fine.
I didn't see a single fucking percentage, buddy. I was just stating like the realistic realism of the whole thing. Yeah. Which is, you are gonna.
This is why we balance each other out, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay optimistic. You stay realistic.
I mean, it's nice that you already have a house. You know,
that's step one.
You know, like, now you just gotta bring a person in here and be like, yo, fucking do the dishes, bitch.
Start cleaning and doing my laundry.
But I got a PhD and I don't give a fuck.
Where's my 5th kid? Where is he? And I'm going to be single for my life.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are not the characters that we portray. I think we're going to start needing to have, especially for the next episode. I keep on, like, bro, I'm telling you, I love this next episode. I'm excited. You love it as well.
He texted me saying this next episode is, quote, controversial.
But yeah, we might need, like, stuff in the beginning of episodes that goes, we are not these characters. These characters are portrayals of...
We need disclaimers? Oh, no. Oh, I got excited. I'm
scared, but I'm excited. You need a disclaimer for this one? I think maybe. I don't know.
No,
but
this was fine.
I don't know. There's gonna be someone out there. Oh, what? You fucking hate your dad? What's wrong with you?
Close us off, man. Close us off.
All right, man. Thanks for tuning in. It's been Faded. See you guys. It's been Horace and Johan.
See you later, guys.
Peace.
This camp went exactly how I thought it would. Like, I'm glad Kelly got out of his comfort zone. He's reconnecting with his dad. We really did everything I was hoping we would at this camp.
Honestly, my favorite moment of podcast camp, it had to be those deep tissue massages. I went for like 3 more. I don't know how the hell they ended up in camp. Yeah, they're great.
Kelly and I were laughing through every episode, so I bet it's going to sound amazing. Dude, I can't wait for them to hear that story about Johnny.
Yeah, for sure. I recommend podcast camp. Really just try to venture out of your normalcy. This is the time. I recommend this to anybody and everybody.
No, now that Kelly's reconnected with his dad, I don't see myself coming back to Camp Podcast. It was cool and all, but I don't really want to start a podcast. I was just trying to find something to do for the week.